Hi VC, Jerry Reed here. Sith Scorch is my channel, but that soon shall be changing names, so keep your eye on that. The VC's been putting out a lot of contests here lately, so I've got some catching up to do. This one I wanted to put an entry in for was Chris Propfe's 413 contest. That was when he hit 413 subscribers. He's up to 460 something now. So congrats on that. And if you haven't checked out his channel, go ahead and do that. He's a pretty cool guy, it seems like, and he's got some good videos out there. Um, so he's got 413. So four of your favorite albums, and why are they your favorite? One you bought on a whim, and three essential albums from three different genres. So I'll start off with one of my all-time favorites, and that is Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I don't need to go into any depth here. I'm sure we all know about this album, and there's been numerous videos and analysis and reviews on it, so I don't need to go into all that. Um, it is just obviously a stellar album, and record breaker that I'm sure will never ever be broken again for being on the chart the longest. And there's a reason for that. It's a incredible album that takes you on a journey. So everybody needs to at least listen to it all the way through one time in their lifetime. Whether you love them or hate them, this album is incredible. So definitely one of my favorites. Another album that is not going anywhere is definitely always going to be one of my favorites. Uh, M83. I featured this on another video, but I don't care. It's it'll probably be featured again. I love this album. Hurry Up, We're Dreaming. And this is just, it's incredible. It takes you on a story. It takes you on a ride. It's got some cool artwork in here. Very just, you know, just inspiring. And look at these people. They just catch your eye. Uh, I love this album. It's got some really cool sounds on it. Really dreamlike. Um, Very moving. I get chills every time I listen to it, and I'm not exaggerating. Every time I listen to this album, I get chills. So, Hurry Up, We're Dreaming. Another one of my favorites by the man behind me here and on my shirt. Got Bruce Springsteen, but this one is Nebraska. This is unlike any other Bruce album. Uh, and I guess maybe that's why. I mean, I love all of his albums, but this one really stands out to me, and really, I'm always drawn to it. Stripped down, just acoustic storytelling, and just raw, and it is just some really good characters on it that anybody that knows Bruce knows that he likes to tell stories as a different character. And um, like Johnny 99 and Highway Patrolman, State Trooper, these are all those type of songs, and they just will take you on a ride, and strap in and enjoy it. This one might surprise you, but this is one of my earlier albums, and but I mean that I heard and that I really started listening to. So once I started getting albums, I was like, I got to find that. I mean, my friend of mine, it was the one that exposed me to Andreas Vollenweider, and it is what I always have called uh, image making music, because it's got harps and flutes, all sorts of wind instruments, and you just sit there and it's like you're lying there listening, and like you're going into a dream state even though you're wide awake. It's just incredible music. I love it. So this one is White Winds. He has a few. I've got another one back here, you see right here. One album bought on a whim is the next item. This one, I was in my local record store. I had the day, my family was out of town. I didn't have anything else going on that day. I said, oh, I'm going to go through, and I went and looked through every album in that store that day. The entire dollar bin went through, and I found this one. It caught my eye. CK Strong. I had never heard of this group. I mean, some of you, I'm sure, are shocked by that or whatever, but I had never heard of them. But the cover spoke to me. I was like, that looks like it might be psych or something. I mean, which I'm into. So I went ahead and I was like, well, $1. Who cares if it's no good? I'll just trade it in, sell it, whatever. But it is definitely good. The vocals is done by Lynn Carey, and she has some pipes. She rivals Janis Joplin. I mean, that's what she reminded me when I heard her singing on a few of these songs. She has gone on, and she had a couple other. I immediately started looking her up while the album was still playing, and found out that she went on to do jazz with a couple other groups, and then a solo career. But which I'm still looking for some of those albums. But this one right here, this has probably been my best dollar store find ever so far. This just has blown me away. I was like, wow, that was awesome. I'm glad I picked that up. So take a chance, people. All right. And we have 3 essential albums to 3 different genres. Be the last item. So for rock and roll, I chose none other than Led Zeppelin 4. Well, why do you think that is? Maybe because we have Stairway to Heaven on there. We've got Black Dog. I mean, you want to talk about rock? That's rock. Okay, so Led Zeppelin 4 from the rock category. For my next category of genre, I chose Robert Johnson, who has been listed as an influence on their style. Eric Clapton, all sorts of other people. Let me think. Keith Richards. Several big people have said, without Robert Johnson, I wouldn't be who I am. So you gotta have blues, Robert Johnson. And lastly, I chose for R&B, I chose Stevie Wonder. I mean, how many decades has he been going? And just has just phenomenal songs. This album is a double album, and it's got some really good songs on it. Of course, it's got the hit "Isn't She Lovely?" So those are my entries for the contest. So I appreciate the contest. Check out his channel, Propfe, Musically Obsessed, and thanks. Keep on digging.